Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about the 32-inch iMac that we should be seeing sometime this year. I know a lot of people are patiently waiting for this one to be released, so hopefully this video gives you guys an idea of when this should be coming out and if you should buy it. As you guys probably know, the 24-inch is going to be available later this month, and that means that the rumored 32-inch should be on its way pretty soon. But let's go ahead and dive right into the video. So first, let's talk about the release date of the 32-inch iMac. So Apple has tons of products that are two different sizes and they like to release them around the exact same time. Obviously right now with the whole pandemic, everything is kind of up in the air and release dates get pushed, and I think that's why we haven't seen that 32-inch just yet, even though the 24-inch was announced. So the current rumors are that we could be seeing that 32-inch iMac around WWDC next month in June, which this makes a lot of sense. It would come out 1 month after the 24-inch iMac, and at WWDC it's highly likely that we will be seeing the successor to the M1 chip, which is rumored to be inside of this iMac. So best case scenario, Apple unveils the new iMac with the M1X or M2 chip in June, and it will be available very soon. That is best case scenario. Now worst case scenario, due to the current state of the world and all of the chip shortages and everything, we could be seeing this thing later in the year, which a lot of reports are saying that maybe even October time, which I know that seems really far away. And keep in mind, Apple likes to release their products around the same time, especially if it's like the same product, just a different size. So I don't think they want to do this, but they might be forced to do this, which is kind of unfortunate because I know a lot of people really want this thing. So fingers crossed that we do see it next month in June. And it makes a lot of sense because of the back to school rush. A lot of students like to buy iMacs, and a lot of people really like the bigger iMac due to the increased screen real estate, and it's going to have a better chip. So it's going to be a win-win across the board. It's just a matter of when. But like I said, hopefully we see it next month in June. Now on to the design of the 32-inch iMac. It looks like it's going to be pretty much the exact same compared to the 24-inch that we saw last month. So we're essentially looking at a much larger screen with slimmer bezels, pastel colorways, and a chin without the Apple logo. It's of course going to be heavier than the 24-inch due to the increased size, but it's also going to keep that slim frame. One thing that I'm really hoping we get with the 32-inch iMac is a space gray colorway. That was the one thing missing from the 24-inch. I am just a huge fan of space gray, so I really hope that it's available with the 32-inch. So if the 32-inch keeps the same colorway options, then we will be getting blue, green, red, silver, orange, yellow, and purple, with a darker finish on the back and a lighter pastel-based color on the front. But there's also some rumors going around that the bezels could be black on the 32-inch iMac, which leads me to believe that the new 32-inch iMac could be replacing the iMac Pro. Apple likes to have entry-level products accompanied with Pro level, and a lot of people, including myself, are believing that the 32-inch iMac is going to be rebranded as the iMac Pro and come in that space gray colorway. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see whether it's just going to be a bigger version of the 24-inch or if it's going to be an iMac Pro. And I'm also hoping for a lot more ports on the 32-inch model, because on the 24 we are very limited. As of right now, there's not a lot of rumors suggesting what we should be seeing on the back of the 32-inch, but it's most likely going to have very similar ports compared to the 24-inch model. So that means 2 Thunderbolt ports, 2 USB 3 ports, a gigabit Ethernet port, and I'm really hoping for at least an SD card slot, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now on to the display of the 32-inch iMac, because it looks like that might be getting a pretty sweet upgrade as well. So the 24-inch that's going to be released later this month is going to have a 4.5K display, and the current 27-inch iMac has a 5K display, so a very minimal difference between the 24-inch that's available right now and the current 27, and Apple might be planning on giving an upgrade to the larger iMac so that the difference is there and people might want to buy it more, because for the average person, 4.5 or 5K display isn't really going to be a deal breaker. So some rumors are saying that we could be seeing a 6K display on the new 32-inch iMac, which I think makes a lot of sense because Apple actually has another display for sale, and that's the Pro Display XDR. So it does make sense that with a 32-inch iMac they upgrade the resolution to 6K so that there's a bigger difference between the 24 and the 32, because like I said, most people aren't going to care between 4.5 or 5K, but if you offer 6K, then more people might be inclined to buy that model. Plus they already have a 6K display in the Pro Display XDR, so you just bring some of that technology over to the new iMac, and there's going to be a lot of happy customers. In addition to the upgraded resolution, we could also see HDR. With a 6K screen, it would definitely be able to do this, and it's just a matter of time until Apple actually offers support for 4K HDR content on their iMac displays, and I'm sure Apple Apple TV Plus will adopt some HDR content very soon as well. Now on to some more tech specs. So the bigger iMac is normally targeted towards creatives because of the bigger screen real estate. So if you're into like graphic design, video, that kind of thing, it's going to be a lot better on a bigger screen. And due to the nature of those products, you definitely need a more powerful processor. And right now the M1 is great, but we definitely need something new. Now we don't know the exact name of the new chip here, but the rumored names are the M1X or the M2. And according to Bloomberg, they're saying that Apple is working on designs with as many as 16 power cores and 4 efficiency cores, which is going to be great if you're into that creative space, which will be a nice upgrade compared to the 8 that's available in the 24-inch. Now onto the graphics of the 32-inch iMac. So the M1 offered 8 graphics cores, or 7 in the entry-level MacBook Air and in the entry-level 24-inch iMac, but it looks like we're going to be getting another upgrade in this department due to benchmark scores that were leaked from CPU Monkey, and they're indicating that we could see a 16-core GPU in the M1X or M2 chip, which is literally double compared to the M1. And those benchmark scores also tell us that there's going to be 256 execution units compared to 128 in the M1. So whatever this chip is going to be called, whether that's M1X or M2, it's definitely going to be a worthy successor. The numbers are essentially off the charts compared to the M1, and the M1 was already amazing and it was outbeating pretty much every Intel chip that Apple had. Now some other features that we should be seeing with the 32-inch iMac comes from all of the upgrades that we saw with the 24-inch. So we should be getting a high fidelity 6-speaker system with force cancelling woofers, an improved 1080p FaceTime camera, and things like Touch ID on the keyboard. Now some really interesting rumors out there is that the 32-inch will actually have Face ID, which I really hope happens, because if you're paying more money for the bigger model, there should be some extra stuff that you get along with it, and I think Face ID is a really good selling point that would make people want to buy this one over the 24-inch, and there's no reason that Apple doesn't include this into the computer. You're literally sitting right in front of the camera. It just makes so much more sense, so I'm really hoping that we see this with the 32-inch. Now for the price of the new computer, it looks like it's going to stay right around the exact same as the current 27-inch, which this is great news because you're going to get a lot more performance for the exact same price. With the 24-inch, it stayed around the exact same price as well compared to the 21.5, so it definitely makes sense to keep it around the same for the 32. So guys, that's pretty much everything that we know right now regarding the new iMac. Like I said, there's a couple different times that we could be seeing this computer hit the market. Best case scenario would be next month after WWDC, but if things don't get better regarding displays and chip shortages and all of that kind of stuff, then most likely we're going to be seeing this thing near the end of 2021, which is kind of unfortunate because, like I said, Apple likes to release their products around the same time, like maybe staggered a little bit like we saw with the iPhone 12 lineup, but not months apart. So if you're someone who's looking for that 32-inch iMac, I would definitely wait a little bit. We could be seeing this thing next month, and it definitely sounds like it's going to be worth the wait, from all of the processor upgrades to the screen upgrades to the potential of having things like Face ID. It's definitely going to be a product that's worth waiting for. But anyways guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be making a lot of videos this month as I have a lot of products coming in, like the iPad Pro and the new Apple TV, and of course a lot of Apple news and rumor videos as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But for now, this is the end. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.